Here we go. Next week, one of the most anticipated electric vehicle plays, Fisker Inc., comes public via a merger with Spartan Energy Acquisition Corp. Over the last month, I told you to steer clear of this one because it's too early. It's an early-stage company, too speculative. But we got a ton of pushback, particularly on Twitter, from some very smart people. By all accounts, CEO Henrik Fisker's an absolute genius when it comes to designing cars. We're stipulating. On top of that, lately the story's gotten more positive. The company added Bill McDermott, friend of the show, CEO of ServiceNow, to its board of directors, and I respect his judgment tremendously. Then just last week, Fisker announced a major strategic partnership with Magna International. That's a gigantic auto parts maker. Plus, Spartan Energy stock, symbol SPAQ, keeps pulling back, and every time it goes lower, the story does get more attractive. But with Fisker's first vehicle, an electric SUV, not expected for another 2 years, is this story still too early? I think it deserves a closer look. So let's check in with Henrik Fisker, the chairman and CEO of Fisker Inc., to get a better read on the situation going to the company's public debut. Mr. Fisker, glad to have you on Mad Money.
It's great to be here. I love the show, Jim.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, so let's go to the heart of the matter, which is that almost universally, you're considered to be, frankly, the best designer of cars in the world. But do we get more than just the design when we buy this new SPAC? More than just good blueprints and a great-looking car?
So, you know, Jim, first of all, the car industry is probably the most complex industry in the world. And, you know, I've been through a lot of difficulty. I've taken lessons learned. And in the day, there's only two people on this planet who's actually put an electric vehicle on the market, globally certified, from an EV startup. And that's Elon and myself. So I've been through it. I've done it. And I've taken all these lessons learned. And one of the most important things is getting a car out on time, at quality, and at the right price, at the right price point, also in terms of bill of materials. And that's exactly what we are doing by partnering up with Magna. That's probably the most significant deal we might ever make.
Okay, now, everyone accepts you're a great auto designer, but within the industry, some people, my homework says this, question if you can get the Ocean, your SUV, built in big enough numbers to make a go of it, and will you need too much money than your company can get?
Well, actually, you know, we have a pretty firm bill of materials. We have a firm program plan and with cost put out. And the reason we have that is because we're not starting from zero. When you start a car from zero, you truly don't really know what the cost is going to be. But we have selected a Magna platform that they have developed over the last 2.5 years. We have all the cost for this platform. We know exactly what the cost is going to be to bring this vehicle to market. It's going to be less than $1 billion, which is pretty effective in the car industry. We are raising over $1 billion with the SPAC. So we're not going to run out of money. And I think that is a very important point that you're making, because most EV startups run out of money before they even get the product to the market. That won't happen in this case.
All right, now let's talk about that, because your judgment is that you need X amount, more than $1 billion, you've got it. But your past record, we focused on the fact that you've had some failures. We went to Bill McDermott. Bill was head of SAP. Bill has done an amazing job at ServiceNow. Bill joined the board, which influenced me greatly. He wrote today, he goes, I asked him for a quote. He goes, I believe in great comebacks, especially in the foundation of design, huge markets, and incredible owner experiences. Henrik wants this. He focused on great comebacks. Why that? What is in your track record that he says comebacks matter?
Well, you know, look, I was out in the very early days with the Fisker Karma. You have to remember, we launched that car 1.5 years before the Tesla Model S was launched. That was in the super early days with risky battery technology, et cetera. And today we are using two of the largest battery companies in the world. In the meantime, battery technology has matured. Secondly, you know, again, we're not focusing on proving to people we can manufacture a car better than Toyota, GM, or Volkswagen. Right. We are handing that over to Magna, and that is a key thing here. It's just like you've never seen Tim Cook walking down the manufacturing floor and showing how great he is at manufacturing iPhones, because he actually don't make them. And we are looking at that. We're looking at saying we want to deliver an emotional and sustainable and affordable electric vehicle, and we want to do it at the best possible terms for the customers. Why we have created a flexible lease, and we are going to have Magna build the car to high quality, and we are going to get straight out of the gate into high volumes. This platform, by the way, Jim, is shared with another OEM. So we get volume right away. We get volume pricing from day one.
But now, if that's the case, and all that sounds so good, I say to myself, why one of these SPACs? I want to be able to have an IPO with Henrik Fisker, the man who is the Austin Martin, the man, a fabulous BMW. I want to own a piece of you. Why a SPAC?
You're making a great point. You know, SPAC has actually, in my view, SPACs have replaced the traditional venture funding out of Silicon Valley. Nobody wants to go into the automotive industry. It's too capital intensive. And a SPAC actually offers you this possibility of getting $1 billion in our case. I mean, we have an incredible backer, which is Apollo, a $314 billion private equity fund, but it offers us to get fully funded all the way to production. That we couldn't do that with a traditional IPO. We would have to wait till much longer, much later, and then we would have to go out and raise private funding. Been there, done that. I don't want to sit with 1,000 venture people around the table and listen to all the great ideas they have from their wives on how to make a car. It just doesn't work.
I do want to say, I mean, Tim Cook, in fairness, I mean, he's on the assembly line. Those guys all work for him. You'll be able to have control. Magna's not controlling. You're sure of that because VW, Magna, you've got these partners, they're big companies. How about if they say, you know what, Fisker, thanks for the design. I'll talk to you later.
That's a very good point, and that's exactly why we got Magna to invest 6% into Fisker. We are joined by the hip. We have a common goal of success. I mean, Magna is as interested in success as we are, and we have actually tied the vesting of their shares into milestones that we achieve on the way to start a production, which is the final milestone in November 2022.
And you think there's enough room? Phil LeBeau, who helped with me with these questions, he's been reporting all day about GM's EVs. I mean, we just had Tesla tonight. EV. I got EVs everywhere. Is there enough room for all these EVs?
I'll tell you, if I was making a $100,000 vehicle, no. I've been there, done that, and it's been done, and it's been proven. Where the next frontier is affordability with a cool electric vehicle. I mean, our vehicle starts at $37,500, and we make a profit on it. That's the key. We're going into a market that nobody wants to go into because they haven't figured out how to get into it yet. And that's really what we are doing by being asset light. We don't have to put a lot of dollars on each car. We don't have any dealer margins. We go directly to the consumer via our app, and that's where we are differentiated.
All right, here's the key. Henrik Fisker, you have got to come back on the show all the time, okay? Because I like what you have to say. I like what McDermott said about you. And we got open minds here on Mad Money, and we are thrilled to be interactive with you, sir. Thank you for coming on Mad Money.
Great to be on the show, Jim.
That's Henrik Fisker, the chairman and CEO of Fisker. Guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm leaving it to you. I kind of liked it. Mad Money's back after the break.